Fortnite boss Tim Sweeney is firing shots at Steam's AI disclosure policy, and it didn't fall on deaf ears. Now Fortnite players are turning the game inside out to spot uses of generative AI. We'll get into it.
And Splitgate is back. I feel like I've said this before. Anyways, it's back again. We're going to talk all about that and a whole bunch more right now on Gaming News Weekly. What's up, everybody? It's time for another episode of Gaming News Weekly, the best weekly video game news show out there. Every single Monday, we're bringing you all the biggest news from the video game industry. You can find us on YouTube and podcast services everywhere. My name is E-Rock the Red, and as always, I am joined by this gentleman right here, Mr. Full Clip. What's up, dude? How are you?
Doing pretty good. How are you?
I'm great. You know, it's a winter wonderland out there. We're coming back from a week off for our Thanksgiving break.
Oh, yeah.
I've been playing lots of games. I got my my houseplant THC infused sparkling water, and I am ready, dude. The Bills play today. It's a good day. It's a good day. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm excited too. As soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to get back into a little game that I started. It's a doozy. It's Where Winds Meet. It's one of our new releases from a couple weeks ago.
Oh, I want to hear all about it. You're enjoying it, first of all.
Yeah. Now, I'll say that I probably don't have 10 hours into it yet. Just a couple of long play sessions so far. There's a lot to enjoy. I'll say that if you go into this expecting a full AAA experience all the time, that's not going to happen. You look at a game like World of Warcraft, you don't get that either because there's so much going on in a game like that. Same thing happens over here. It's a little mixed of times when it feels like a AAA game and sometimes it feels like AA. Sometimes you just don't know what the hell is going on. And that's, I don't know if it's translation or what, or just trying to cram so many things into one single experience. But there are a few times where I just don't know what's going on. And we're talking like a mini game because there's a dozen mini games. You're talking to people. There's this card-based back and forth experience. And I'm like, I have no idea what's going on. There's not really a good tutorial, and it's happening so fast you can't really see how this works. And then I go and look it up on Reddit, and everybody's like, no, none of us know how it works. Nobody knows how this game works. There's no guide out there. So, maybe after somebody figures it out and posts some YouTube videos on it, that aspect will be a little bit more fun. But there are things I've just had to skip for now and figure I'll come back to later.
Sure.
But, I mean, there's a lot. It's like, if there's a mechanic in an open world game, it's in here. It's taking the best of a lot of stuff, like, it's Assassin's Creed games, the roguelike games, all kinds of different things, just blend it up and put it together into this, which so far has been a pretty fun experience, and I'm anxious to get back in there and see.
Nice. Yeah, very cool. I'm glad you tried it out because I really wanted to, and I completely forgot about it. We talked about it, and I was like, yeah, I want to check that out. It was gone. It was completely left my mind as soon as we stopped talking about it. But yeah, how's the actual gameplay, the fighting and stuff? Is it fluid? Does it feel good?
So far, yeah. I mean, being so early on, I don't know what kind of weapons you're going to get in the future and how powerful you get. But it is like an MMO RPG. I haven't played the MMO aspect of that so far. I've just solo adventures. I don't think I've seen another human in the game. But you are choosing a build like DPS or tank or healer, and you're building your character through that system. I guess assuming that you're going to do raids and multiplayer stuff in the future.
And have you been pushed towards any purchases or anything in the game? Do you feel how's the monetization?
So far, so good. I mean, they said that it's only going to be cosmetic stuff and little boosts here and there that you could have just got from playing the game to take a little bit of the grind out of it. And I don't feel like I'm in a place where I would even consider spending money on it. There is one aspect that I'm not that keen on, and that's the gacha component. It's the only game I've ever seen. Genshin Impact was the one that I played before, where it's all about go and spend $20 so that you can pull these heroes, and you'll get one guaranteed out of every 100 pulls. After you've spent
Mm-hmm.
$100 on these pulls, there is some kind of system like that going on for the cosmetics, and I'm not a big fan of that style. Like that just seems like you're taking advantage of people's like gambling habits at a certain point.
Right. Oh,
And
absolutely.
yeah, but this game is certainly not built on top of it like Genshin Impact. That's their whole thing. That's their whole monetization. This is just one option that you have in this game. So I can't fault them too much for that.
Yeah. Cool. 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 I bet I've been playing a lot of games over the past 2 weeks. I'm not going to get in all of them. Just the highlights for me. The first one being Marvel Cosmic Invasion, the side-scrolling beat 'em up from the people that did the Turtles one. My son and I have been playing that. We both played through the Turtle Shredder's Revenge together, and we had a blast doing that. And now we're doing the Marvel one, and it's so much fun, dude. Like the amount of characters that are in there, each one feels different. They're Black Panther super fast, She-Hulk slow but powerful, and it's like it all feels really good. And then there are challenges for each board, so we're just going through our first time right now to beat the game, unlock everything, and then we're going to go through and try to do all the challenges. But we're playing that through Game Pass. That was like one that was just like, hey, we're also we got this on Game Pass. So that was really cool, and it is super fun for like a Marvel fan like myself, same as like a side scrolling beat 'em up fan. So that game is like perfect. I've been rocking Beta Ray Bill. No Thor in the game, but they have Beta Ray Bill, which is like Thor's like cousin or brother or something who is like part horse. So that's cool. But yeah, it's a very fun game if you're into those like simple, old school retro kind of beat 'em ups. This one with a bunch of Marvel characters. So two thumbs up, and my
How
son
did
will agree.
Beta wait? What did he do? Like, was he a horse
Beta Ray Bill.
radiologist or something?
Dude,
And
I
the
don't
DNA got
know.
mixed.
It's like he's an alien, but also like some sort of god or celestial. I don't know. Don't ask me. He's cool. He's got a very cool hammer. It's no Mjolnir, but it is cool. So that game's a lot of fun. And then I got into one you'll be excited to hear about. Storage Hunter Simulator
Oh yeah.
came out of early access into the 1.0 state last 2 weeks ago. Maybe it was right around Thanksgiving. So I'm like, I'll check it out. It was bundled with like some other games. I think maybe that Barn Finder. So it was like, a decent price. And it had great reviews. The early access had great reviews. They come out with the 1.0. The reviews are shit, dude. They broke this game so bad, man. Where like
Oh.
certain things that like you were doing in the game early access, you just couldn't do anymore. Or like you would buy an auction, like a storage unit, and it would just be garbage. Like it would be literally 100% garbage, which I get is like a real world thing or whatever. But like the way that the auctions work in this, like I mean, for people that aren't familiar with like storage hunter wars, it's like there are old storage units that they auction off to people. You bid for them, and then you get to keep whatever treasures you find in these storage units. And this is the video game version of that. So you're bidding against these like NPCs, and it's like way more than I want to spend. Like you could
Right.
kind of peek in there and like see, and then they're like bidding like $50, $50. I'm like, dude, I'm not buying this. So half the time I'm not buying the storage unit because the NPCs are buying the damn thing. The other half I'm buying it and I'm just like getting like I'm spending $500 and I'm getting like stuff that like is just trash or whatever. So just the other day, like 2 days ago, it went for like 2 weeks with this broken ass like 1.0, and then people on the discussions, I'm on the Steam discussions, people are like they abandoned this game already, like they left it. But they did just come out with a patch, fixed a lot of the issues. So I'm not going to formulate a score yet, but I will tell you it is a fun game that is full of that simulator janky bullshit, and they need to figure something out to make it enjoyable because like it has good bones, especially for someone like myself I'm really into that, like the storage hunter, like the auctions and stuff. So That would be great. But right now, like, to just earn money to get to the next level, like, is so hard because there's so few things in there. But it's like an open world, dude. You drive around to all these different auctions. You got to take your shit to like pawn shops to sell it. Or if like there's stuff that you need to like know more about, you have to up your like basically knowledge of these things to determine how much they're worth, or take them to a specialist, you know, like you see in those shows. So it has it has a lot of potential, but they got to get, like, they did something from early access to the 1.0 release that just broke the damn thing. So, yeah, so I'll report back. I'm going to keep playing more, just to at least see. I got to get to, you know, the next threshold, but it's so hard. You spend so much money to buy the storage unit, and then you don't like earn enough to like get
just garbage
to the next level.
Yeah, like a simulator game, the reason people are supposed to like them, even if they like work in the industry that it's simulating, is because it's a more idealized version of it.
Exactly.
And it doesn't sound idealized if you're just buying garbage.
Right, dude. I'm just cleaning up people's storage units, basically. Which, you know, if you described me this as a storage unit cleaner game, I'm sure I'd love it, because I love this dumb, stupid shit. And then one of the other big games that I put a lot of time in is it was a review copy of a deck builder that I got. It's called Hunter's Moon, a Sovereign Syndicate Adventure. So there was a game that came out maybe last year, 2 years ago, called Sovereign Syndicate. I think I talked about it briefly on here. It's like a CRPG in like a steam punk like fantasy world. They took those stories and put them into a deck builder, and it is one of the most like solid deck builders I've played in a long time. And it adds some things that you don't usually find in deck builders. It's very simple. Like, I would compare it mostly to like Slay the Spire, in that it's just you're attacking, you're defending, that sort of thing. But where it differs from other ones is that it has these, each time you play, it has like missions within the game that further the story. There's a full arcing story that goes through it, and like if you complete missions, you get more of that story, or you get to choose like what you do next. So it's really cool in that respect. And then the way that you level up and build your characters and stuff, like, is really, really cool. So I put a bunch of I hadn't like, I was like, I'll check it out. Like, you know, I got the copy of it, and you know, I'm obsessed with deck builders. And half the time I'll play them, and it just doesn't have that thing that kind of grabs me. I'm playing so many of them that there needs to be something that grabs me. And this one had that something, and I'm having a lot of fun with it. And I'm only about I've only unlocked a few of the characters, so there's still even more that I could play. And each character, it really changes the game. So yeah, man, any fans of deck builders, check out the Hunter's Moon Sovereign Syndicate Adventure. That one is fantastic. So yeah, those I've been busy. I've been playing a bunch more, and I'll talk about them next week too. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. This being off from both work and stuff like that, just playing a lot of games has been nice. All right, we got a lot to talk about. Let's jump into our new releases from this past week. All right, first up, we got to mention, as of December 2nd, Red Dead Redemption is available everywhere. So there's no reason not to play this game if you've never played it. I actually checked it out just the other day on my phone through Netflix. Like, it's just there. Like, hey, you want to play this game? I'm like, I got to see. I have to see what it looks like on my phone through the Netflix app. And it was fine. It was great. Like, I mean, I can't see myself playing the whole game that way, but like, it's crazy that now that's where this is one of those games, you know? So.
My biggest pause right there is if you're not pairing a Bluetooth controller to your phone, is it like on screen? It sounds awful.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you got to get like the connector for your phone or whatever, pair a controller, because it definitely it's not good. It's not good playing with that. But I just I was like, I just got to look at it. Let me see some cutscenes or whatever, see how it looks. Yeah. It, surprisingly well. But yeah, it's on PS5 and Xbox S and X. as well as like through the mobile app stores. So no reason not to go check that game out. And then the big one that came out, people have been waiting a long time for this one. Metroid Prime 4 came out December 4th, came out on Nintendo Switch and the Switch 2. This one does have, if you buy it on the Switch 2, it has the, you could use like a mouse controls, like a first-person shooter, like mouse controls. I'm interested to see how that works. But it's the same, if you're familiar with Metroid Prime, the story. Samus is back in the suit, and you look out and you see things. You drive a motorcycle, you shoot aliens. It's just that. But this one now, I mean, if you got it on the Switch, it's super high quality, 4K if it's docked, 60 frames per second, handheld. So it looks beautiful. But every review I've said, it's just expectations were very high for this game. It's been a while that it's been in development, so expectations were high, and I think it's at an 82 on OpenCritic, so great reviews. But a lot of the reviews I'm seeing it's like, I expected more,
Right.
and I think that's just with that long development time, we can always build it up and build it up and build it up. So
right.
I think
Don't forget that right now, any of these first-party titles that come out on the Switch 2 are the console sellers. So if they're not hitting the mark, the consoles aren't going to be sold.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got to wonder though too, like, so these ones, like, were these? I mean, this one I think was initially being made for the regular Switch, so I don't know how that does things, if it's taking full advantage of the capabilities that the Switch 2 has.
Yeah. Apparently, it was worth $10 more because I got on like the Nintendo shop and saw the Switch version is $60, the Switch 2 version $70.
Right.
And they do have like an upgrade pack.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's a great game. If you're a fan of Metroid, I'm sure you already know this. So very cool. And then another game that has been in development for a long time, that I just wanted to talk about because I was unfamiliar with the story of this game, but a game called Routine came out also on December 4th on PC and Xbox. This game was announced in 2012. It was supposed to release in 2013, and it was then put on the shelf. It was sold to a new publisher in 2020, and it finally came out last week. It's a first-person survival horror game. It is, they shadow dropped it on Game Pass. My plan was to play it before coming to the show here, just so I could talk about it. It looks cool. It's like sci-fi, but it's got like an 80s like kind of vibe. The art style is like super cool, so I definitely want to check it out, and it's getting great reviews. It's an 80 on OpenCritic, so for like a first-person survival horror game, that's a fantastic score. But I just think it's crazy, dude, that it's been like, it was supposed to come out, 13 years ago, and now it came out to no fanfare, no nothing, and it's just like, oh, here's that game that we talked about 13 years ago. So crazy. Yeah. So it looks cool though. I like the art. It's got some jump scares, fun, all that fun stuff. So I'll check it out and I'll talk about it next week. All right, that brings us to the best part of the show, the news of the week. All right, the biggest thing this week, the AI debate has been heating up in the world of video games. We've got, so basically, Valve, right now they have a disclosure for any AI stuff in their game on Steam. You'll find a little section that discloses how AI was used in the development of this game. And it's just, people want to know if there's AI generated content in the game. And it's awesome. It's the best thing. Like, I'll scroll down, I'll look at it. They'll say like, hey, AI was used to like kind of give us a guideline for this, but then all our artists went through, it's all handmade. It's all good, And then there are some that just say like, hey, AI was used to do like images within the game or something. And then, there's a little feedback from the consumers. So that's what they've got going on. And now on the other side of it, Tim Sweeney from Epic Games, he dropped a quote on X, and I will read it here. He says, said that he believes that Steam and all digital marketplaces should drop the Made with AI label because it doesn't matter anymore. He said the AI tag is relevant to art exhibits for authorship disclosure and to digital content licensing marketplaces where buyers need to understand the rights situation. It makes no sense for game stores where AI will be involved in nearly all future production. He also added in a later tweet, why stop at AI use? We could have mandatory disclosures for what shampoo brand the developer uses. Customers deserve to know, LOL. So, this has been a thing. So now there's a lot of feedback from people within the gaming community. So, customers have been known, especially very recently, to make their opinions known when it comes to AI. And a lot of those opinions are made with their wallet and whether or not they're going to be purchasing these games. And a lot of them are made through their voice and letting people know, like, this is some AI bullshit. Don't pay for this when they're not paying artists to put, actual art in this game. We saw it with Activision and Black Ops 7 when they saw calling cards or something in the game that you could pay for that were made with AI assets. And the same thing just recently happened with, did you see the Postal game that they were supposed to announce? Like, this came out, this happened within a day. So Postal, they were going to make a Survivor style game. It was called Postal Bullet Paradise. It was announced. People thought that it looked a little suspicious, a little AI-y. So fans kind of went on Discord. They yelled at the devs or whatever. They got all angry, the devs, and started yelling back. And then the publisher of this, the owners of Postal, Running with Scissors, they just canceled the game. Within one day, this all happened because people freaked out about AI. So this is it's a very hot button topic these days. And now Fortnite has been using it considerably more and more. They had the Darth Vader thing, the AI Darth Vader thing last year, where you could make it say anything you wanted, and people were making it say terrible things in James Earl Jones's voice. They got rid of that. And now more recently, people are seeing in one of the a poster in one of the new chapters, it's a Yeti and it says relax, whatever. And then there's but the Yeti's toes, there's 4 toes on one foot and 3 toes on another. So people are this is some AI bullshit. So now they're going through the game, just tearing it apart, looking for any more AI assets so that they could kind of shit on Fortnite and Epic about. So it's pretty interesting to see the two sides. What are your thoughts on this whole thing?
The timing of this is very interesting to me because I was just bored the other week on Steam and looking through some of the indie titles and going down there and just for the first time ever really noticing that AI disclosure and the developer saying exactly how AI is used. And then people in the comments who are obviously anti anything AI saying this game is full of AI slop and blah, blah, blah. When the developer's disclosure was we just kind of made some alterations of our own characters using AI, and those are a small part of the third act of the game. So I don't imagine that it was as bad as some people would like you to think, so that you don't support anything AI whatsoever. I came into this completely anti-Tim Sweeney and everything that he had to say about it, because I do think the disclosure is a good thing, and I still do, but he has a fragment of a point. The cat is out of the bag on generative AI, and it's not going back in. I think it's a little ridiculous for AAA studios who have billions of dollars, millions to invest in a game, to cut corners using AI, cut jobs using AI, and giving a lesser product. But I can definitely see how we're going to get a lot more interesting games from developers who may have never crossed the finish line with their work without the use of generative AI. So for them, I'm kind of in their corner. Use it if you can deliver us an interesting, a well-polished game still. I mean, it's a good tool to have. But I don't think that the big dogs need to be using it as if they're indie developers.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I've been seeing more discerning, knowledgeable people about those comments on Steam. Like when that first started happening, I'm always scrolling down and look at it because I'm interested to see how the response. And at the beginning, if any mention was in that thing, people were like, this is made with AI, this is bullshit. Like, regardless of what was done, if it was generative to help frame something and then like actual designs were placed on top of that, it was like a witch hunt. And now they're seeing more and more where it's like, okay, AI was used in this game, which, like you said, it's going to be every game. AI is going to be used in one form or the other, but it's not removing people's jobs. It's not removing designers' work to create like the Yeti poster. Someone could have designed a poster to put up there, and that would have been something in their repertoire, and it's giving someone something. So I am seeing more of a line between like if there's any mention of AI, we're not even going to talk about this game, blacklisted, and they're seeing that this is a thing. But yeah, absolutely, anytime it is used to like in Activision's thing, like I said, $1 billion company, and they're selling that. They're literally selling AI images. Like that's crazy. And same thing with like the Yeti thing in Fortnite. Now Epic has not responded one way or the other if that Yeti is in fact AI, if that picture is. People pointed out another Marty McFly thing that the creator did end up going on and say that was not AI. So like the witch hunt is definitely happening, and it's like a little bit scary how focused and how crazy these consumers are. But to that point, they need to be able to make that choice. And that's why I do think that that disclosure is great. Let them make a choice whether or not they want to, support that or not, based on what kind of AI is used. So it's not a bad thing. Like I think, like, and in fact, like, there was a Valve artist, Ayi Sanchez. His quote said, this is like saying food products shouldn't have their ingredients list. Consumers should have the information to decide if they want to buy something or not, depending on its content. The only people afraid of this are the ones that know their product is low effort. And that is a great thing. The knowledge is there, or, to share. Like, let us make our decision. It should just be included. So, yeah, I agree. But it is getting scary as to how quickly it does feel like a witch hunt, and them like ripping apart some of these games, and how quickly like they'll go on and review bomb a game, or just call something out without any information,
which completely invalidates that last quote, I feel. Because if the witch hunt happens and people are just ready to boycott anything, they're seeing things that aren't there. The Marty McFly poster, but the artist can show you all the layers in Photoshop that he used to create this thing. Like, I took a look at it, and I was thinking, if that's AI, it's pretty damn good, because I don't spot whatever people are seeing. Usually there are some tells to AI-generated content.
I thought the exact same thing, and it was just, like, because one person said that it was AI, like, that's, like, we need to be able to and that's kind of why that is important, the disclosure, so that this witch hunt doesn't happen. We're aware of what is generated as far as AI. So, yeah, man, it's definitely heating up. It's and especially with the two big dogs, Valve and Epic, on completely opposite sides of the argument. Like, it's going to be interesting to see where it goes.
Right. And I'll take it back to where winds meet for a moment, because like I said, there's so much packed in. I didn't cover a fraction of everything that's in there, but one of the ways that it uses AI, and I don't see anybody talking about this, and 9 million players played that game like the opening week. It's not using like image generation AI as far as I can tell, but there's a whole system in the game where you talk to NPCs, and they have like a chat GPT style personality based thing.
Yeah.
And it just added another layer to the game. And I don't know that AI necessarily like ripped everybody off and is immoral. Maybe it was trained on some data that they didn't own. I don't know. But it added so much to the game to me, because this is a role-playing game, and the game gave me a hint. It says, talk to this person. maybe if you can persuade him that you're the boss of this company, he'll befriend you and give you gifts. So I had to go into like a role playing personality and chat with this chatbot, and it's generous in its responses to you, so it's not going to make it too hard. But I'm able to like role
Yeah.
play and say like, "Oh, you're doing a really good job at work today, guy. Keep up the good
Yeah.
work." And then he'll be like, "Yeah,
That's
I will,
great.
boss." And I liked that
Yeah.
a lot. And I hope more games use that. Not every game, but if
Right.
it makes sense.
And I remember that was one of the selling points, now that you mention it, for that Where Winds Meet. And it's something like that where it's like it's using AI as a tool, to make something interesting, something
Yeah.
different,
Enhance the game,
Um,
don't cut corners.
exactly. Yes, absolutely. So, and it's not really taking, I mean, there could be an argument that it did take away a writer's job or a voice artist or whatever. But like in this situation, like, how does that work? Like, they're going for something here. They want this AI voice to create unlimited conversations that you could have with these NPCs. So it really is different from what they were going for. So yeah, it's definitely like we can't lump everything under those two letters. There is definitely different types of AI that can be helpful, harmful, and it is really it's an interesting time. All right, anything else about AI or anything before we move on?
We'll have plenty of time to talk about it in the future.
We friggin' will. Absolutely. All right, next up, I was tentatively excited to hear this one. Splitgate 2 is back again. And it's coming out December 17th. So very soon. And it will still be free to play. And it was launched and then unlaunched within it wasn't very long, maybe a couple months, right?
Yeah.
Um, and now it's launched again. So now it's called Splitgate Arena Reloaded. They dropped the 2, but now it's Arena Reloaded. And some of the changes from the Splitgate 2, they've removed factions, abilities, and select equipment to refocus on classic arena combat, which I think you and I are both excited about that. Like, I think harkening back to the first one, seeing like, that was it. The simplicity of the gameplay was great. And it was,
Right.
the gameplay was the feature. It was fun gameplay. And then they added like all these abilities and shit and kind of muddied the waters. They rebuilt progression from the ground up and overhauled the ranking system, introduced 5 new and 6 fully reworked maps, 3 new primary weapons, and 1 new power weapon. New arena modes, playlist selection, and a true classic arena mode with even starts and power-ups. And they reduced store prices, simplified the battle pass, and improved overall cosmetic quality. So I'm excited to see what this means for Splitgate. If it does, I mean, we talk about it. We've talked about it before. How amazing that first one was. It felt like
Yeah.
when when Halo first came out. It had the same vibe, same kind of core quality gameplay, with a new spin on things with the portals. And then Splitgate 2, they wanted to do just more of everything, and it was just the game. The whole game suffered because they just tried to do too much and lost that the thing that made it popular in the first place. So
Yeah.
yeah,
And I think a big problem with it was taking Splitgate 1 away. Just, if they would have just
right.
updated that game into what it was in
Just kept
Splitgate
going with
2
it.
and had that, yeah, just iteratively changed it, then they probably would still have carried over their player base. But
Right.
when you take the game away, and the same thing happened with Overwatch into Overwatch 2, it just kind of pisses people off for no reason.
Yep. And I think I don't remember exact details, but I think they wanted to get away from whoever published that first game. I think it was something like that, and they created themselves. I don't remember what, but I'm excited. December 17th, I'll be back in there. Hopefully, it's more like the OG one, and it's an enjoyable experience. But we'll definitely report back in a couple weeks. All right, and then last up, we got a new game announcement: Carmageddon Rogue Shift. Carmageddon is back. Did you ever play the OG Carmageddon?
No.
Oh man, it was fun. Like this was back when like Twisted Metal was like, amazing. Um, and this is me like just fiending for a good vehicular combat game,
Mhm.
And then I saw the trailer for this Carmageddon Road Trip, and I'm like, this could be it. Like it's the all the stuff. Like I went and looked at the Steam listing, and dude, it's like pages, and they list like all this stuff. So there's 15 upgradable vehicles. Um, each with unique weight and suspension, metal on metal car combat, 13 weapon classes from shotguns to railguns, 80 plus perks to craft outrageous synergies for destruction, dynamic weather and day-night cycle, elite and boss events, extensive visual damage model. Like it's got like everything. If they could get this to work, um, I'm excited. I don't know. It doesn't say if it's like free to play or if it's like a full paid game, or like a live service game maybe. But I'm here for it, man. I don't know what
Yeah.
it's gonna be, but I need this to fill a void in my life.
Yeah, I
Right.
like it. I played the old Twisted Metals, and those are more like arena games from the
Right.
ones I played at least. And so this is more like on a track racing, like a Death Race 2000 situation, I
Yes.
guess. Vehicular combat, it looks awesome with all the weapons and stuff that you're able to upgrade. And it seems like with the name implying like roguelike or roguelite,
Yeah.
you're expected to die, and every time you do, you're coming back. You're getting points towards your upgrades or something like that.
Right.
Get rockets and just cause mayhem. And it now that I'm a little more versed in the roguelike games, like after Ball Pit,
Hmm.
I kind of imagine the same thing. Like you have your heroes there, you're gonna have your drivers here, your cars here, and different ones, different abilities, and you're just trying to take each one of those up as far as you can until you max them out.
Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Definitely, like it mentions that on the Steam listing that it's like a big, like heavy roguelike for the single player experience. And I was like, that's really cool. If they could put out a good single player experience in this too and have like a pretty dope multiplayer, like this could be huge. Now,
Yeah.
like it's definitely not a AAA game. Like it's the developer, 34 Big Things SRL. Like, what the fuck even is that? I don't know what that
Right.
is. So I'm like my expectations are very, very low. They have to just do very little to exceed those. But like the trailer they put out, like it looks decent. It looks very like arcadey, there's not a ton like, but that's what I want in this game. I want it
Yeah.
to be more arcadey. So we'll see, man. I
Hit
don't
us
know.
hit us at that $20 price point. If we're
Hmm.
if we're really dreaming big, $15. And I
Yeah,
think
dude.
you'll sell a 2 million copies.
Yeah. I'll pay if it's good, $29.99 even, maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, man, I hope for big things for this one. But just anything. Just like what is there for vehicle combat games? Like other than like kart
Yeah,
racers,
Wreckfest Recreation, but I don't know that even the vehicular combat. There's not like guns on those, as far as I
Yeah,
know.
that's just maybe like a demo derby type
Demolition
situation,
Derby.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I want to blow people up with guns. I don't know why Twisted Metal is not coming back to it. How is this not a thing with the popularity of the show, with
right.
like the what they could do for like a live service game? Like I don't know. This is we talk about this and it's regularly. I feel like
Yeah,
it's a missed opportunity if you ask me.
I thought we said that a new one was coming out like not
No,
that
they
long ago.
they were they announced that there was one like in pre production, and then I think they
Mm.
canceled it. So yeah, it's a I don't know, but yeah, we'll see. Carmageddon's gonna fill the void, baby. All right, that's it from us here at Gaming News Weekly. Be sure to go to YouTube. Pop Culture Playground is the name of the channel. Subscribe there. You'll get this show, some other stuff regularly, or if you just want the audio version, anywhere podcasts are found, just type in GNW. You'll have access to this show. Make sure you subscribe there. It'll be ready to go every single week when it comes out, every Monday morning. And The Game Awards are coming up in a few days from now. So next week will be our big Game Awards show where we'll talk about all the announcements and all the winners from that show. And yeah, I don't know. Anything else? You got anything?
Nah, that's it for this week.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We will see you guys next week with more gaming news.